You're hardwired, huh?
I'm so hardwired.
My nickname in high school.
We'll press that when it comes to the Green Knight scene.
A question for you.
So many people now in studio with us. Welcome, Rob and Fonz. How's it going, you guys?
So good.
Yeah. Chaz, this is the most that we've ever had in the studio.
It is. I'm excited for this.
Yeah. And it's the coolest it's been in the studio. It's not like
It's still hot.
it's still hot, but it's only because there's just so many manimals in this room. You know?
Yeah. I mean, I guess. Yeah.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
We can be weird. Like, just making sure you know.
Oh, good.
Good.
Thanks
Yeah.
for setting it up.
Well, you guys talk for a couple minutes while we make sure that the mics are good. But I know you guys from work, but we've always kind of shared like a kindred spirit when it comes to movies, right?
Yeah, for sure. What you were over for a movie night, right?
Oh, yeah.
Did we watch the Emoji movie together, or
I believe,
No, we
I
Star
believe we
Wars?
started it. Did we finish it? Because I feel like
there's
that's
no
20
way we
minutes in.
finished it?
No.
No, we had
Which
to
one?
have stopped
The
it.
Emoji movie. I feel like we all got like self-respect at different points, and we were like, I can't let myself.
We started fast forwarding through it, I think.
Yeah. Well, I put the emoji movie on because I wanted to upset people. Like I woke up that day and I chose violence. And so I was like, let's see what they thought of this. Cause I couldn't believe how bad it was. And then we just saw Space Jam 2. And there's a lot of weird similarities with like, let's promote Instagram while we're doing this actual movie thing. That was the problem I had.
But not like in a cool Wreck-It Ralph kind of way.
Right, totally. And then me and you, we watched 2001.
That one we also didn't finish. I'm pretty sure. Or
What?
Milo and I definitely ended up falling asleep. I'm not gonna say whether or not we were cuddling or not,
Yeah.
but
Wait.
I feel really bad about that.
You mean like Stanley Kubrick's 2001?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Did you say Kubrick?
Kubrick.
Isn't it Kubrick?
It's Kubrick.
I have no idea.
Okay, because that's how I say it. So for a minute I was like,
It's Sten Lai. Kubrick.
You know who should ask?
Who?
Film Twitter.
Oh, no. We don't want to get them involved here. Welcome. Let's see who's here. What is up, Chase? Oh, Rob is a sex. So we know who the star is for this and who's already bringing in people is Rob. So that's pretty dope.
I promoted it pretty hard. I saw my face in that tree Green Knight thing. I was like, yeah, this is my moment. Eminem talks about this. Like,
This is my moment.
If I let it slip, I'm screwed.
Well, since you guys are here, it's time that we go into our first segment, which is...
It's Gaggle of Geeks. What are you geeking about?
I don't know who to start with this.
Dude, let's let our guest go first.
Fonz,
What's up?
what are you geeking about?
Right now, I like The Simpsons.
Okay. Are you on a specific episode or season?
No, I just throw it on and then I just like love it. Do you guys know Simpsons Tapped Out?
The video game?
Yeah, it's like on your phone.
Mm-mm.
I'm like addicted to it. It's like Farmville, but with The Simpsons.
For real?
Yeah.
Do you know that there was a Grand Theft Auto, but The Simpsons?
No.
Yeah, it's Road Rage, wasn't it?
It was called The
Road
Simpsons
Rage.
Road Rage, and it
The
came
best.
out back on the PS2. It's basically Grand Theft Auto, right? Is it
Yeah.
not Grand Theft Auto?
It's
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto.
You could hit Gil all the time. That was my favorite person to run over because he would just be like, Gil. Like, he would always be like the most pathetic whimper anytime. Oh, I hurt my kidney. Or like Mo Sislak was dope. Man, they don't make Simpsons anymore like they used to. Is that a weird saying?
No.
They're on season 30 what?
33, 32 by now.
Have you watched all of them?
Yeah, I've watched a good majority of them.
Was it all on Disney Plus or?
Yeah, it is.
What do you think is the best era?
The Conan O'Brien era, he wrote for like 3 seasons in the early 90s. It was the best. And they had like this writer who would write at Denny's every single day. And he was like an enigmatic sort of character. He's only had one photo taken of him ever. And then when that Denny's sold, he bought the booth that he would sit in and he put it in his home and he just started writing in there.
What?
Yeah.
Magic booth.
That is a mess.
The more you know.
Yeah, the magic
I didn't
booth.
know that. Yeah.
Well, Rob, what are you geeking about this week?
So, I like in high school I loved Scrubs, and so it's been one of those shows that like in my head I'm always like, yeah, Scrubs is really good. But then like as I've gone on, I'm just like, yeah, it was fine, and somehow stumbled on it again, and now I'm just like, I was like, oh, we'll start in season 3 because the rest sucks, and then like was dying laughing, so I was like, well, we'll start with episode 1, season 1, and now I'm hooked again. So
I got to ask you now, do you have a favorite episode or season with Scrubs?
No, because I watched them. When I watched them, it was so sporadic that it was like everything was out of order because it was just like reruns on TV and stuff. So now that it's streaming, it's like too sophisticated for me. So
Do you know what actor that's in Scrubs that keeps showing up in movies, like older movies? Dr. Cox. Like he keeps showing like Office Space. I didn't know he was in there. And when I saw it, I was like, oh crap, it's him.
Yeah.
And I think he was in a war film. Which one was it?
Was it
Platoon?
Saving Private Ryan?
And I think, was it Saving? It might have been Saving
I think it
Private
was
Ryan.
Saving, maybe.
Yep. I don't know. I had a huge war film binge, and they all kind of bled into one. No pun intended. That wasn't meant to be. What have you been geeking about?
So I rewatched all the Lord of the Rings extended.
Ooh.
Yeah, dude. It's beautiful. But I went to Barnes and Noble and bought like the whole collection. So like The Hobbit and the books. And I read The Hobbit in one day.
Dang.
Yeah.
I wish the movie could be one movie.
I did too. And I remember watching the movie being like, well, this isn't in the book, because I read the book back in like elementary.
Mhm.
But I want to rewatch the movies, but I saw how long they were. They're like 3 hours long. And I'm like,
Return
dude,
of the
that
King
book's
is 4, isn't it?
extended, yeah. But
It's crazy.
the thing with The Hobbit, though, is like it's 3 parts for one book that's only 300 pages.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I'll probably do it soon.
What day did you watch all those?
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Dang. Nice.
And Sunday I went to go buy the book and then finish The Hobbit on Tuesday.
Okay.
So it's been fun,
Nice. Well, I've
What
been
have you
geeking
been-
about this. There's this Netflix show. It's like a sketch comedy show, and I think it's like Please Leave or
I think you should leave.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think you should leave. It's actually really funny. Like I was surprised by a lot of it. Like sketch comedy is hit or miss. Like there's definitely a lot of stuff where it's like Key and Peele, right? You have some of like the hits, and then there's some that are kind of like, it works, but you watch like the hits over and over. This has that. There's a really funny one where he gets called into a meeting during lunch, and so he's mad about that. So he walks in and he puts his food in the sleeve of his shirt, and so like he's sitting during the meeting. He goes,
Yeah.
and like starts to eat it, and somebody looks at him and is like, "Are you eating a hot dog?" And I didn't expect him to say this, but like he turns to the person and goes, "I'm just so tired." And then, like go a little bit deeper into the thing and starts eating it more. It's like that's the saddest statement, but it was so funny, and the delivery was so good. Bob Odenkirk was on it actually, which by the way, hope for a speedy recovery with Bob Odenkirk. Like, protect him at all costs, like Betty White.
Yeah.
Did you hear? You've heard about so Better Call Saul this week. He collapsed and then was taken to the hospital for a heart-related thing.
Heart attack.
It was confirmed a heart attack now?
He came on Twitter and said it was a small heart attack.
That sucks.
Yeah.
I like that guy so much.
Yeah, Nobody's awesome too. I want a sequel.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I was like, who's Nobody? But then, that movie is so good.
It's so good.
It's John Wick, but make Bob Odenkirk John Wick. It's so out. It's so like cool. Let that happen.
It's on
and
my
the training that he
list.
had to do for that, like, don't do too much training, maybe.
Let
But
the stunt guy do it.
let the stunt guy do it. The Rock lets the stunt guy do it all the time. Who's the guy? Bruce Willis. I don't think he's been in a movie since '96 because he just has the stunt guy go and do the lines and stuff.
It's not hard to find like another bald
I
white
saw a
guy.
screen grab of somebody of like his latest movie, and it showed like him facing frontwards, and then the behind the shot, his head is like twice his size. He's a completely different person. That's who's like celebrities that you just love hearing about the behind the scenes stories about.
Are you asking me or like?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
There's got to be so many that are like Nick Cage. You don't really hear about like his antics. You just see the antics on the screen, right?
Well, I know the pig bit him in Pig. It wasn't,
Really?
It wasn't trained.
No, that makes
And
me so sad.
He joked about dying from sepsis instead of COVID.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I like behind the
Val
scenes
Kilmer
drama though.
has been notorious. Christian Bale always has stuff like the Terminator scene, or Tom Cruise with the COVID rant.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise is one that's fun to hear about. I think that's one where it's like, what couch is he jumping on? What's he upset about today?
Couch that he's jumping on. That's like 2004 or something.
How many zygotes or whatever do you need to get out of him? You know,
That's so good. I missed that.
It's big. It's big enough for I think Scary Movie 4 to joke about.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The Warriors jersey. They're talking about your outfit.
Oh, okay.
Dun, 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 dun,
There you
dun,
go.
dun, 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 dun. Well, that was it for What Are You Geeking About? If you guys want to know, or you want us to know what you're geeking about, leave a comment or email at gagglegeekshow@gmail.com. Let's move over to our next segment, the segment that we all know and love. It's our new
The News Say with Chaz.
we have news.
We have.
Like some stuff went down this week, really just late in the week.
Do we start with that stuff or do we lead up to it?
I don't know. It depends on how able all of us are going to be able to improv Mickey Mouse voices for this.
I'll do my best.
Yeah. I'm so excited. What's the story, Chaz?
Well, since we're talking about it, our dear Black Widow, Scarlett Johansson, she is suing Disney. Did you hear about that? Did you know that?
Yeah, I did.
She's suing them because they had a contract deal with Black Widow being released exclusively in theaters, or theatrically, I should say. And Disney's like, well, here's Premium Plus or whatever they call it.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's the thing: like Scarlett Johansson and all of these actors, they have deals with these films where, like, Robert Downey Jr. is the most like famous example, where if he was going to sign on for, I think, Civil War and because after Iron Man 3, he was pretty much done. And then he wanted back in when Spider-Man was coming in. And he's like, okay, there needs to be some Iron Man in this salad. I want to be tossed in there. But I want $50 million. And so it was in the contract. If the box office did well, he would earn that stuff, right? And that's been the same for a lot of other actors in many different films. And I know Chris Nolan has that with a lot of his things because they mainly play in theaters and they usually do very well in the theaters. And so, not anticipating COVID, their contract when they started Black Widow was that she would have some revenue from the box office, and that would garner a lot more for what she was looking for. But Disney Plus cut that in half. Supposedly, Disney had a response to the lawsuit claim.
Yeah, and they actually released how much she made from the movie already. You guys want to take a guess?
That's fucking cold. That's messed up, bro.
Dude, she got paid $20 million already from Black Widow.
How much did she make?
$20 million already.
Okay, well, still though, it's her headlining movie. $20 million. Robert Downey Jr. got $50 million, and it was for an ensemble movie. She should get more money, especially if it was in the contract. This is the thing I don't like. People are trying to make her like money grubby and like, oh, the Disneyland are clutching their pearls. Like, you've been attacking the COVID patients. You're the reason that January 6th happened. Oh. And like just blaming her for all these weird responses. Weird, right? When they were like, it's really sad to see that she's upset about this, even after all of the COVID deaths. And it's like, those things don't have anything to do with each other. But they're throwing that.
I know, but dude, also, when do you think you'll ever make 20 million in your life?
That's the job she took, and that's the contract she signed.
Right, but I'm just saying.
If you had a contract and they took back 50 million potential dollars, which the Wall Street Journal is saying that's the potential earnings that she lost.
50 mil more?
So yeah.
So it's like 80 mil overall. Or no, am I doing the math right?
No, you're adding when you should be saying that it could have been 50 million as opposed to 20 million.
Okay.
Yeah. So because Disney Plus happened, and the 20 million was from Disney, they're saying that she earned up to 20 million more because of Disney Plus, which went against the lawsuit that she put it. And now we have Emma Stone showing up and also is wanting to sue.
Yep. And on top of that, we also have, not related to Disney necessarily, but Gerard Butler is also going to sue.
And I'm not too.
He's a fan of money.
Yeah, he's suing $10 million in profits from Olympus Has Fallen.
3.
Wait, from what?
Olympus Has Fallen.
Oh, okay.
What?
Yeah.
Why is he suing that movie?
Disney
They don't have money to give. When are they going to give him?
I don't know. I think it's weird too, because I think it's the same director who he's worked with in Greenland, but he's also working with him on another movie too.
Well, what's the reason for this lawsuit? What does it say?
I didn't look into it. I just saw the headline.
Oh my God. That's the news, eh?
Well, sue. Anyways, I guess we will also talk about Waterworld. Yeah, have you guys seen Waterworld?
Well, before we do that, I want to know
okay.
these guys' thoughts on this, because this is kind of a big deal when it comes to like celebrities in this streaming platform war. Like, do you think she should get that money, or do you think it's kind of like, the bridge troll has come out and it wants money, like what Chaz is thinking? That sexist pig over there.
No, that's not what I'm thinking. I'm just saying 20 million is a lot. Like, I don't know why you're trying to sue them for that much money.
But what do you guys think? Either one.
I'm gonna let Fonz go first because he's a better person.
She's got to get the bag.
Get the bag.
If she can't get it while the getting's good, if she sees an opportunity where she's like, I can get paid some more, go for it.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't you argue that's equivalent to seeing like an oncoming car being like, well, we'll see how my insurance scam goes, and just like fall in front of the car and be like, oh, I can't get up now.
That's how you're going to get your 20 million. You need to start jumping in front of cars.
He's going to jump in front of Denis Villeneuve's car. Like, no! Denis! Put me in Doom 2!
But let me ask you this question, because I know with HBO, kind of had a similar thing with Warner Brothers, right? Like when they first announced all their movies would be to streaming, a lot of filmmakers pushed back on it, and actors were like, whoa, what the heck? But then somebody on Twitter told me, I don't know, it's Twitter, so take it with a grain of salt, that they worked the streaming stuff, like they rewrote the contracts and they already got them covered. Do you think Disney should take that similar approach if that's what happened?
Rob, what do you think?
I feel like I don't see why you wouldn't, because like you're adjusting everything else to COVID, and it's like, okay, like we want the movie to get out there. Obviously, people can't be in the theaters, so like why wouldn't you reconstruct the contract so that
Is that why they ghosted her, do you think? Or do you think that they did? Or was it like she's got a ton of burner phones and like they kept calling her like, we're trying to reach her. And she's like,
she didn't give us the right number.
that's my Colin Jost phone. That's my Michael Che phone. That's
Well, and I also wonder though, like, because we all know how box office numbers work, right? I mean, like whatever amount of money they get a certain percentage, whatever. It's pretty straightforward from that. But we don't know what determines if a film is successful with streaming. And none of these companies are releasing that data yet of how they calculate that. And I wonder if that would help clear the air. Ears too.
Don't forget.
Lick the earwax. But
don't use Q-tips. I've heard don't use them.
Shoving it right down in there.
What do I do instead? Just let it
I think you're supposed to melt it.
melt
Melt it
my
out.
earwax?
$60 like rubber screwdriver looking thing.
That sounds worse.
You have to drill into your head. No, it's safe. It's rubber. That's what they all told me. So no,
No, I'm with him. Vaseline it.
God.
Nope. Okay.
so I don't know. It's an interesting conversation overall with
Yeah. Well, with Emma Stone and Scarlett Johansson doing this, I'm very, like, as far as progress goes, I'm happy that Asian Americans are getting their money, right?
Wait, what?
No, you don't get the joke?
I don't get the joke.
Someone get the joke? No?
Is it a
What characters have they both played that have been Asian roles?
Oh my god,
dude.
Are you serious?
You're calling me an asshole?
It was a meme. It was funny. I looked at the meme. Okay, she played, what was it? Gemma Chan. What was her full name in Aloha?
What's Aloha?
Emma Stone.
I've never heard of Aloha.
Emma Stone's Aloha. She played an Asian character in it.
I never even heard of that movie.
Oh, dude, who's it?
Okay, so you can talk about this, of course.
Stone, who else? There's another big name in there.
Was it Disney produced?
Rachel McAdams. No, was it? No.
Bradley Coop.
Dude, it's so trash.
Bill Murray's in it?
What year did it come out?
Cameron Crowe did it.
2015.
I don't remember a lot of 2015.
Well, if you saw this movie, that's a good thing. Like, it's good that you forgot.
They changed her name, Allison NG. Wherever it came from, she was Asian in it. And then Scarlett Johansson with Ghost in the Shell and whatever other stuff. She wants to be a tree sometimes. She wants to be a lizard sometimes. She kind of like, she's a chameleon, you know? She blends. All right, it was a bad joke, and my back's a little sweaty, Chaz. So, you know what?
And I want your feet too. I feel like with Black Widow, shouldn't that have come out like
Yes.
so many years ago?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's the other thing. She should be getting that money just for that reason alone.
yeah.
And I've talked about this already. Where are the Avengers in this? Why isn't Robert Downey Jr. tweeting, get that money? Why isn't Chris Hemsworth?
Contracts. NDAs.
He doesn't have a contract with, he's done.
Is he though?
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you guys, there's a new movie coming out with the multiverse.
There's always a new movie
with
coming
the
out.
multiverse.
But he already did it. If it's coming out, he already did it.
Right,
So
you
that
can't talk,
contract
but you
isn't there.
can't talk shit on it though until it comes out.
Wait, are you talking about the Eternals?
He's talking about What If.
I'm talking
I
about
think.
whatever fucking Disney shows out there.
The only time that Robert Downey Jr. would be back, I think, would either be for the Ironheart show that they're doing, which isn't for a long time, or the What If, and he's like Doctor Strange or something.
watch there be a flashback with him and what's his bucket.
But where's the support is what I'm saying. Chris Pratt got called ugly on Twitter, and they assembled like Endgame. Every single one of the Avengers came to bat for him.
Okay.
Chris Hemsworth couldn't pay for a gym or had to pay for a gym membership for the Avengers. Disney didn't pay for his gym membership. Robert Downey Jr. had to renegotiate his contract to make sure he was at least getting paid something for the Avengers. Disney has a history of this.
Yeah.
There's a pattern.
Yeah, but also calling somebody
friend
ugly
Pat
is
took a
different than
turn.
getting money.
I think you're being mean. I think ScarJo should get that money.
I'm not saying she shouldn't. I'm just saying.
What's the next story?
Okay, are you guys familiar with Waterworld? Kevin Costner,
Yes.
90s?
In theory, I've never seen it.
Okay. Well, they have a TV show in the works. And Dan Trachtenberg, who's known for 10 Cloverfield Lane and some of the Black Mirror episodes, he's attached to it as well. So
They're gonna make it like I bet like the foundation is gonna be like global warming. This is gonna be us.
probably.
Mm.
In 5 years.
In 1 month.
Yeah, that feels more. That's closer. That's closer. Mhm.
And then also there's just two more stories real quick. Adam Driver was in the Centaur commercial. I don't know if you guys saw that.
What? No, we're pulling
Yes.
it up.
Oh god. Hide your boners.
Yeah, dude, he's in the. Yeah.
What is this? Oh yes. Okay. Well, wherever.
It's I think it's a Burberry.
Yeah, it's Burberry.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So we're
It's a
watching all of
fragrance.
this, everybody. This horse is. He's running with the horse. We're not doing a picture-in-picture because I'm not getting demonetized. Look at that! Oh my gosh!
He's losing badly.
Yeah, Kylo Ren. Look at that, man. That is a Marine. That's a Marine
That's
run.
a Marine run right there.
For real. Like, dude is so cool. But this is crazy. What is happening right now?
Wait, when does he become the?
This is like a Paul Thomas Anderson movie. I have no clue what's going on. There's no reference to anything, but it's really deep. Like there's a lot of depth to this, and I don't know.
so much slow motion.
You can't tell if they're talking about the plastic in the ocean. How it's
Dude, look how
damaging us.
dreamy this looks.
Oh, that's been.
Maybe it's a jeans.
Oh, I am just a water slide over here.
What?
Dude, do you see them merging together?
What is? Okay, enough, man. This is a
Wait,
thirst
no,
trap.
you gotta
It's a
finish
thirst
it.
trap.
Dude, you only have a second.
There he is. Oh my gosh! It was a Centaur.
What a twist.
That was beautiful.
Never
That
saw
was
that
beautiful.
So yeah, there's that. And last, we'll just finish this off with
That's a clip. We're clipping that part out.
J.K. Simmons is in talks to return as Commissioner Gordon in Batgirl.
Yes.
So
What was that look?
I don't know anything about it. I just saw it look nerdy, and I'm like, well, maybe
Commissioner
these
Gordon
people would.
From Justice League, Ben Affleck's Commissioner
Oh
Gordon.
shit! I forgot about that.
You didn't catch that?
No.
You didn't catch every single Snyder Cut person ignoring that J.K. Simmons is it? But does that mean that Ben Affleck is coming back as Batman? And it might. I don't know if it does or doesn't. Like I can't confirm or deny. But it does mean they keep bits and pieces of the Zack Snyder universe lately, right? Like they're not confirming it exists. What?
I'm just
What?
Snyder Cut's already happened. It's come and gone.
I know.
That's all.
We've been there. We've done that.
Was it amazing?
We live in a society.
Yeah, I actually liked it.
Did you watch it? Oh,
No,
dude.
I
You
haven't
should,
seen
here's the thing.
I saw the original. and-
Honest truth, the original is crap.
Yeah.
You missed
Yeah.
so much with the like even like Cyborg, for instance. You missed his entire character. He's the best part of the movie, and he's not even in it.
Because the Zack Snyder cut is what he wanted it to be, right?
Yep.
Before they like jacked it up.
Oh man, we're gonna go on a tangent. I know that we're live right now, but we're doing this.
It up really quick. But like, okay, so he was originally the director for it, right? And then something happened. He
His daughter died. Yeah.
Oh shit, here we go.
And
We're going in the Snyder cut. You didn't think we were gonna do it, but here we go,
and
boy.
I know.
somebody else jumped in and finished it and put it together, right?
Joss Whedon.
Joss Whedon from
Yeah.
Avengers.
The
So
Joss cut.
here's the thing. Snyder, Batman v Superman came out, right? Didn't do very well. The studio heads were thinking it's too dark, it's too gritty, but we're already starting on Justice League. We've already got the director. We're already going. We have to do this, right? Then tragedy hit. He made his movie. They wanted it to be cut to 2 hours. They wanted it to be a little brighter, a little funnier, basically go away from what they were doing with Batman v Superman. Then the tragedy happened and they went, well, here's our greedy, horrible studio idea. Let's bring in Joss Whedon, who's Marvel, and Marvel the crap out of this movie. So they cut huge scenes. Joss Whedon was kind of horrible on set to everybody.
Kind of
like
is an understatement.
constantly telling people how bad the Zack Snyder movie was and how bad that original thing. Oh, and these people just worked on it. Like they were working on this whole thing. And for this guy to show up and just be like, that was crap. We're going to do it with my stuff. He made Gal Gadot do the thing where the Flash falls on her boobs. Like that was a reshoot, and she made a stunt double do that because she was not cool with that scene. And the Ray Fisher stuff, which he ended up getting an investigation put in.
He
for
should sue though, since all
racist
these other actors are
stuff,
suing.
It was bad. But here's some of the stuff that you missed out from Snyder Cut. So like this was the true ending of what happens with the Flash. Remember in the original, he like pushes the family in the truck.
Yes.
And he's like, Dostoevsky, and walks away. I got to keep talking during this so that it doesn't bore anybody that's watching. So it's like, we're going to pause and just look at everything.
Somebody clicks in right now, and it's just all of us like.
But look at this. Oh my gosh.
Wow, it looks so
he's,
CGI.
So he's completely stopping time.
That's real.
The explosion goes off and he's stopping everything.
Patrick, this isn't realistic. You know that, right?
And he's self-healing the wound that he just got with the speed. Oh, it's so crazy.
Are we gonna get demonetized with this music?
No, you
in the
can't hear it.
background?
It's not on that. Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. We good.
Oh, cool. I'm like over here, like,
Don't judge me.
do we keep talking over it?
Yeah, well, we'll keep talking over for a second, but it's missing a lot, right?
Yeah.
How difference of stuff. Oh,
Dude,
But
He's
this-
divorced right there.
look how fake.
well, he's rebuilding the entire like ground when he's walking on it, like it's reforming.
And didn't they use no CGI in this part?
It's all practical,
Yeah,
completely practical.
that's what I thought.
Yeah, I don't think this is cinema, said Martin Scorsese when he watched this.
Dude, Martin Scorsese finally felt a boner for the first time after watching the scene.
Yeah, that shot's pretty awesome though. Have you seen it, Fonz?
I have. I
What
thought
did you
it
think
was like
between-
a different aspect ratio when you
It
saw
was.
it.
Yeah,
Right?
they went with the IMAX frame. So a lot of people will be thinking like they're missing some of the picture
Yeah.
when really you get the full picture by it looking like that. And usually with films, they crop it and push it in a little bit. But you liked it. Oh, snap.
Can I speak my truth?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. So be gentle.
I didn't watch the first one actually, so the Snyder Cut was the first one I watched.
So what were your final thoughts on that then?
I thought it was pretty long, and that's it. That's the only thought I had on it. I was like, this is long.
Why is there 6 chapters? Whenever a movie does chapters, it's a little bit like your books take a while.
Yeah.
That's usually what I think the minute's like, I didn't go in here for a chapter.
I don't know. There's a movie that we're going to be talking about that kind of does chapters and stuff.
You mean Pig?
Yeah.
Well, Pig does 3.
Yeah,
it's
actually.
a 3-act structure with Pig. Have you seen Nicolas Cage's Pig?
Loved Pig.
No.
Pig is incredible.
That's like his John Wick, except without shooting.
Here, let's get out of this. We need to get into our reviews. We've been talking about all the other shit. Okay, so first, there's 2 big movies that came out this weekend. Jungle Cruise and The Green Knight could not be any different from each other.
Vastly different.
Yes, so we've split this up to do the reviews. Me and Rob got a chance to do Jungle Cruise. So first we got to talk about a little bit of the Jungle Cruise. And spoiler alert, let's put up the quick... So yeah, we're going to talk about this. I don't know. Some people have called it kind of a cash grab already. Like people are trying to use it's very corporate and very like anything to please you, but not really like tell a story, like a committee made it rather than a person. But you saw it more recently than me. I saw it just earlier this week. What did you think of it?
So I had really low expectations going in because honestly, like before we talked about doing this show, I was like, yeah, I'm never gonna see that. Like The Rock is cool, Emily Blunt exists, and so like, yeah,
it's based on the Jungle Cruise ride.
Yeah, like who goes on that ride and they're like, you know what this needs? A movie.
Yeah.
Like no, like although I did appreciate like the same jokes that they gave. Because like throughout the movie, they do a lot of the jokes that like your tour guides tell them that stuff. Probably, I don't know.
No, totally do.
Go to Disneyland.
It's total homage. It's so The Rock is the boat captain, right? And the first scene is basically a tribute to the ride. And he even makes his own animatronics in the movie of like rhinos that go up and stuff. So it's really funny, like because he's doing this to mess with the people in the boat to make it seem like, here comes people with poison darts. But he's like paid these like random tribe people to shoot poison darts at people. It was one of the best parts of the whole thing.
Like on paper.
Yeah, well, Chaz just likes to make faces at me when I describe things.
Dude,
and
that
then,
doesn't sound. That sounds. I'll say it sounds interesting.
You didn't watch it yet?
The Jungle one?
Yeah.
No, have you?
Yeah, I saw it.
Shit!
I saw
So
it
they're
yesterday.
talking. You guys, I want to hear all your thoughts then.
Oh shit!
Fonz, what do you got?
I loved it. I really loved it. It was
Okay.
It was some good fun in the theaters. You feel me?
Was it? So everything Patrick's talking about
Okay.
with like building stuff wasn't
All right.
weird.
All right.
That was like the very beginning of the movie. The rest was a fun ride for the whole family. I'm getting paid by Disney to be here.
You know what? I take that back. We're not. You're all whore.
Fonzy's shaking his hand.
How dare you?
There it is.
There's the payment for Disney. There's that ScarJo money.
No, it was so good. It was so good.
Here's what I will give it. It feels like old Pirates of the Caribbean, and they did a better job with this because what are their examples for ride adaptations? They've got Pirates and
Haunted
they've got
Mansion.
the Haunted Mansion. They have
Tower Terror.
Tower Terror kind of works, and I guess you could consider Guardians of the Galaxy too with them. But there's nothing else.
Wait, Guardians of the Galaxy wasn't a ride before the movie,
20,000
though, right?
Leagues. Which came first, the ride or the movie? It had to have been the movie first, right?
Yeah.
And then everything else, the movies came first, and then the rides came, like Dumbo, Pinocchio.
Indiana Jones.
They're not. That's not Disney.
Oh, that's why I liked about Jungle Cruise. It was like Lady Indiana Jones. It was like
That's
Diana
fair.
Jones.
It reminded me of The Mummy, too. The original Mummy with Brendan Fraser
Yes.
and Rachel. I love that movie so much. The Mummy is a classic, and I will fight anybody that says that it's like...
You know
dated
what,
and dumb.
Patrick? I agree with you.
Okay, so you agree with me.
I agree with you.
And so we don't have any beef at all with this.
No, we do not.
I'm not mad at you.
You're not mad?
I'm not. Are you mad at me?
No, I'm not.
Are
you
we okay?
guys mad?
Are you mad at us?
No.
Fuck you. How about that? You mad at me now? Jungle Cruise. Here's what I have to say, Fonz. When I watched Jungle Cruise, I thought only someone with no ability to process good film
Yeah.
would like this movie.
Okay. Well, I'm hurt now.
Now it is.
Now we're out of here.
Tell me how you really feel.
I think it's good for the adventure for it. Were you with any? Did you go with any of like your siblings or
No, I went by
relatives? Just you?
myself.
Nice.
Yeah.
Would you have seen it on? So you went to the theater, both of you.
Yeah.
Would you think it'd have been different on Disney Plus?
Yes, definitely. I saw it in like that XD, so it was like loud and big. So I was like, it really felt like a ride.
Maybe that was the difference because I was watching it from home. I was doing, and it to me, whenever it got into the action sequences, usually I don't tune out, but for some reason I kept tuning out. Anytime it would cut to that stuff. What did you think of Jesse Plemons, the German submarine guy?
Dude, the first like 2 minutes, I was like, what is that guy from? And so I Googled it really quick, and I was like, oh, he's the skinny dude from Friday Night Lights. And it's not gone super well for him.
He's also, do you know,
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
he's probably the worst villain in Breaking Bad.
Does he play Todd? What's his name? Todd?
Yep, it's
That sounds like it.
Todd. Todd is like a Russian. No, who are they? They're like neo-Nazis.
Yeah, they're neo-Nazis.
He's like a neo-Nazi clan's like nephew that's trying to get into the meth business, but it's just like, I'll shoot a kid for it, and has no compulsion about it, no like anything. I love how quirky he is in this. Like, I wish we had more of the silly stuff, but when they brought in the dude, the I don't know, the snake guy, is that the best way to?
Oh yeah.
Yes, I actually have
Methusa
a
instead of
tiff
Medusa.
with the snake guy.
Uh-oh.
So there's 3 villains: the snake guy, the
Mhm.
bee guy, and the tree guy. They're conquistadors, right? 2 of them have like punny names, like Contriscador, he's a tree. Conquistador,
I didn't
he's a
catch
bee.
that one.
What is the snake one? Like, and that like riddled my mind.
Oh
Wait, what
my
was it?
God. What did you just say?
Conquistador.
That guy wins. That guy wins.
Was that
every
good?
game.
Was that good?
Thank you. See, that's why I wanted to bring it to this, because I knew the answers there, but it bugged me the entire movie. I'm like, what is it?
Dude, you know, I have no idea what you're talking about.
The one guy that didn't see it, that was his name.
That was the other point with this. The special effects didn't feel as good as the old Pirates. And like this is coming out now. So that was weird to think like Captain Barbossa and the way that they made them look like skeletons and stuff. Those effects hold up like even today. But with this, like there's parts I remember where The Rock was slashing a sword through Mud Guy, whoever the Mud dude was. And he wasn't getting any mud on him at all. He was swinging with full force, and with The Rock full force, you would think he'd get some splatter. And it's not even blood, so you can't be like, well, Disney can't do that, you crazy person. They just didn't do the effects as tight as I was hoping. Did you like the ending with it?
The
How
ending?
wrapped up?
I was hoping for more. I've been doing this thing lately where I'll stay. Like Marvel has like conditioned me to stay till after the credits, and I'm just incredibly upset when there's nothing. So the ending left me like, oh, that really is it, and I was a little upset.
Mm.
So, are they going to do a sequel to this? Do you think? Like, do they leave it open like that, or no?
I don't know. Right now, yeah. Let's see if they get paid. If the actors,
That's a good point.
Let's see what the contract stuff that happens with
It's
that
all about
before
that
we
money.
talk about sequels. But it maybe,
I don't feel like they set it up to, but they didn't close it so much that they couldn't.
yeah.
Yeah.
The Rock has got a lot on his plate. He's Black Adam right now. He's got to deal with the Black Adam stuff.
Yawn.
That'll be good. It's okay that you didn't see it. Except for Fonz liked it. I keep dismissing you, and I feel bad.
Oh, why? Because I like good movies.
I know. Yeah, because you like good movies. Cut to that camera. Anything else for this one? Do you guys have a rating scale for this? If you don't, it's okay. Rating scales are kind of dumb anyway.
Shut up.
I don't like them. The rating scales?
It's like a case by case basis. Like for me, like I'm not mad that I spent money to see it. Like it was fine. It was better than what I anticipated. I'm not gonna like buy it when it comes out. I'm probably not gonna watch it again. But for like kids that were there and stuff, I felt like it was the appropriate amount of like jokes that parents could get that were like, okay, I'm not suffering through this movie, but the kids were then also like, this is good stuff. Like it's action, it's funny. Plus the dad jokes, like I'm a sucker for dad jokes.
Dad jokes, they worked really good.
Yes.
Especially when it's The Rock doing it. Because like, what are you gonna do? Tell him that was bad? And they all were telling him it was bad. It's like, he will kill you.
Yeah, I was like,
He is just your head.
So I would say personal, probably what 3.5 out of 5
Nice. That's respectable.
for like people that want to see it. I'd say it's like
I would go with that too.
I gave it an 8 out of 10.
Oh my god.
I didn't math that fast, so I'm not gonna bump up to the 10 scale.
Well, we need to get into the next review, which I know, Chaz, you're very excited about this.
I am excited about this.
It's The Green Knight.
Hell yeah, dude.
This thing is so dope. I
It
like
is.
this movie so much.
I was really sad last year when they pulled it because of COVID.
Oh, it was supposed to premiere during South by Southwest, actually. So last year I was going. It was the right after Sundance. I got the invite for South by Southwest, and so I had my tickets and flights and hotels booked to go to Austin, and it was still like, we don't know if we're canceling stuff for COVID yet. So it was like right in that area, so it was just like waiting with bags. And The Green Knight was going to premiere for that, and then they canceled it like 3 days before the flight and crap.
So let me ask you a question then. Was it good that they held out on it, or do you think it would have fared well if they released it on streaming, or do you think the theater experience is pretty cool?
Oh, this needed to be in a theater, 100%. And this wouldn't have done well in streaming.
You don't think so?
An Arthurian film put into streaming
But
does not bode
A24.
well for people, because like this film's already up against the ropes because it's a King Arthur story, and people don't like those anymore. It's old, right? The Guy Ritchie King Arthur, it's old.
Nope, I disagree.
Really?
I personally, I'm not saying like community wise, but I just watched. What was that one they did? King Arthur, but he's got like a magic sword and like Jude Law's a douche and all that stuff.
That's the Guy Ritchie King
That's
Arthur.
Guy Ritchie, yeah, with
Fantastic.
Oh shit!
Like, here's the thing.
No, I was shitting on him all before the
He
show
was.
about the Guy Ritchie.
Because you hated it.
Oh god! All right.
Matt, you
Goodbye.
hated it. here's the thing. I watched that and I was like, okay, cool. Like here's like a King Arthur movie. But then I grew up watching Guy Ritchie films.
Right.
Like everything Guy Ritchie has touched that I've watched, I'm like, that's fantastic. Well done. And halfway through the movie, I realized like why this was so dope. And I'm like, what is it about this movie that's like, I mean, obviously there's like the like supernatural power thing, but like what else is different? But then I like Googled it really quick and I was like, oh, it's Guy Ritchie. That's what it is. Like freaking sick. I'm not saying it's not a top 5. I'm not saying it's like one of the greatest movies ever made. But like I'll definitely watch it again. Like it's good.
Plus, there were movies in the early 2000s that were based off his tales, you know, the King Arthur stuff. But I don't know, dude. I'm a slut for anything medieval.
That. All right. It made me stop what I was doing and turn it back over. All right.
So, like, I mean, because like there is a certain scene in this where I was just like, I would too, you know.
Well, Dev Patel can get
Nice.
it. That's 100%. And that's the cool thing about this, because like Dev Patel clearly does not look like he's somebody from the pale white English King Arthur era. So
Right.
that, first of all, was a huge like touch up for this film to make me interested, because like, wow, that's a person that has been nothing but great in every film he does. He belongs on like films where he's the lead. And what a weird like idea for him to be this. This is cool.
Yeah, my favorite part too that drew me in was like the style of the crown. I don't know if that actually was real or if that was just like a style movie for the movie, but it looks so badass.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think The Green Knight, this is based off of the legend that it spawned Lord of the Rings. It had stuff from all types of films. In fact, there's even one where we can pull a clip right here from a certain movie. That's that Green Knight. That's the one that that is in this movie. It's hilarious to think that that's because I've watched that since I was a kid, and that's the silliest, funniest part of the whole thing when they just throw the sword and it goes straight through the slit of the helmet and just couldn't play that on the show this morning.
Well, so now the Green Knight, it's based on a random poem that they found, right? And they're like, there's like a lot of stuff with it, whatever. But like the Green Knight character itself,
this poem,
actually,
yeah.
Wait, what? Oh. Yeah, that. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Is that a poem?
The plot of this story is Sir Gawain. It has not really. Is it Galen or Gawain?
Gawain.
I can't remember. Do you remember Galen or Gawain?
I don't remember.
Gay blank is
it's King Arthur's nephew who is on his own quest because this knight comes and challenges him, being like, "Whatever you do to me, I get to do to you in a year."
Which is such a weird concept, right? If somebody just walked up to you and be like, "Hey, I want to fight you. If you kill me in a year, come talk to me,
Patrick. I want to fight you right now."
And like, you don't know me. I just showed up at your house, and I'm like, I want to fight. Want to play a game? Or like, or you know, those little kids nowadays are just like, you got games on you got phone video games. It's like that, but it's the Green Knight with a huge scythe.
Wait, what?
Never mind. We can move forward.
Okay,
we can move on. Just forget that.
But
that's cool.
Anyway, so yeah, he has to go on that quest and whatever, and he goes on this adventure, trying to find the Green Knight, and goes through trials and stuff. And I don't know, dude. He
has no stories. King Arthur asks him at the round table, tell me about your life. I know nothing about this guy. And he's like, I have nothing to say to you. And then King Arthur's wife goes, "Yet you don't have any quests yet." And they're the ones that really push him to do this. And once he beheads the knight, it's such a freaky scene because then he picks up his head, and then the guy, his like severed head opens its eyes, and it's like 1 year. And then he just runs off with the head attached to the horse's side as he's like just riding away headless. It's so cool.
It was very much like a Headless Horseman vibe to it.
Yeah. It was really cool. And the quest, there's so many different side stories, and that's what I want to get into is the side quest. There's so many cool things. Have you seen Falcon and the Winter Soldier? And both of you? Okay, the main villain, the redhead girl in that?
Yes.
She's in this, in one of my favorite quests in it, where he goes to a house in the middle of the woods and finds a girl after he stays the night. He quickly realizes that this girl's a ghost, and she needs him to find her missing head. And this head is in the lake out by the house. So he goes out, and he's like, "My lady, are you a spirit?" And he goes to touch her, and he's like, "A knight wouldn't touch me." I love that they keep doing that stuff to the knights. It's like, have morals. And then he has to stop whatever he's doing. He's like, "I just wanted to know who you are." But he goes down and he gets the head. When he goes back up to the bed where he was sleeping, the skeleton is there. Instead of it was such a cool, like that whole thing was like its own movie to me.
The whole movie is very visual, and it's shot beautifully. There's a lot of imagery that goes into play with it. You know, like that's kind of alluding to stuff, and it's like a painting almost. Like there's a lot of shots where I'm just like, you could get that from a painting.
What's your favorite quest in it? What's your favorite? My
favorite quest, dude, it would actually have to be the fox, the little cute fox that he finds.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't know, there's something about. You know what though? You know what my favorite part of this though? It was when he was talking with the what do you want to call him, the hunter in the house, and he's talking to him or whatever, and they're talking about why the Green Knight's called the Green Knight. But then the guy's lady has this whole monologue. Has a whole monologue about what green means and what yellow means, and how like the two transform each other. Because like when things die, they go red, but then like green takes over and replenishes it. And I'm like, this is really poetic. But then once you said that, all the coloring in the movie had a purpose, and it connected everything. And I'm like, fuck.
I didn't even catch that. What was your favorite thing from Green Knight?
My favorite thing was none of it. I hated it.
What?
Really? Oh man.
Are you being serious?
No Dwayne the Rock puns. No. You were out.
No dad jokes.
They shouldn't call it the Green Knight. They should call it the Good Night. It put me to sleep.
Oh God. Sorry, we had to cut the feed because our guest, just got completely naked and started screaming about how much he loved Jungle Cruise.
It's so good.
It's so good. Do you like the Green Knight?
I thought it was okay. Yeah.
Oh my God.
You know how you like medieval pieces?
Yeah,
I can't do time pieces because I can't stop thinking about how nobody has brushed their teeth in like
sex.
so long.
I think about sex when it comes to it. That's the grossest thing you could think of. But no one's washing down there.
So how do you think they wash the cum rag?
Oh God, we already did. We need to talk about that specifically because that was the biggest moment of the whole thing.
Yes.
And A24 loves to do this, right? So to set up the scene, Lord Gawain goes to this new place, which is kind of like the Castle Anthrax from Monty Python, where instead it's a lovely couple that are swingers, it seems like, where the guy's like, and it's Joel Edgerton that's playing the guy. He's like, I'm going to bring you tons of meat and stuff. I'm going to go hunting all the time. You give me the rewards of whatever you do when you're off in the thing.
Yeah, but whatever happens in this house, you have to do to me.
Yeah, you reward me with whatever you gain from this house, right?
Right.
But then Lisa Vikander's character, who plays two separate people, which I thought was very cool in this. She plays the kind of like the
prostitute lady,
the whore. Yeah, the neighboring whore, and she talks with a very, very thick English accent, which made me laugh a lot. There's one part. It's supposed to be a very sweet scene where she's talking to Dev Patel before he goes on the quest. She gives him this little jingle bell thing, and it's very much a Christmas movie. It's so weird, dude, because it's a Christmas game. Yes, it's like the night is like, I would like to play a Christmas game, which makes the whole situation even crazier. Imagine some random asshole just shows up during Christmas and it's like, wanna fight? Let's go. That's crazy that they like, what a silly idea, right? And they went with it.
But dude, you know what his gift was overall?
Love.
Courage.
I know, but we got to go back. So she's got this very Cockney British accent. Like when she says lady, it's lady. She's like, we could be together. You could be my man. I could be your lady. And then the next person, she's like this very nice British lady, like not definitely a different voice, wears like outfits and stuff. And then she just totally takes his knight's honor without him accepting it. And that's where we get the rag soaked in a certain liquid.
Elmer's
substance,
glue.
Which that's all I could think about. Is what did they do to make this? Like, what was this?
It's real, I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
they do their own stunts.
Can't confirm.
Like, hey, this is what we need. He's like, I'll be right back. And like,
Fonz was on set and like they were like, we don't know if this looks good, and then he just walked past him without stopping. Went, yep, and then just kept. It's good. Didn't even look down.
Dude, I thought that was a shocking scene. Like
it was a shocking scene.
It wasn't showing anything at all. Like there's nothing super explicit in this movie because like it's rated R, and I'm like, well, it's probably because of the beheadings, right? Like I guess
the beginning part where he runs through the place to get his shoes on, he runs through like a bathroom where people are getting showered and stuff. That's the only explicit part.
I didn't notice that part. But anyway, so then I'm like, and that's like probably the start of the third act is after that happens. You know, like that's probably like the breaking point there, but. They cut to like you said, that shot of the jizz.
Comrade.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
Louis C.K.'s parts of the movie.
Yeah. It really was like, yeah. Lisa Vikander was Louis C.K. Do you mind if I just,
hey, Louis, could you,
do you mind if I'm just in the corner?
Well, then after that whole scene, she's like, you are no knight. And then she leaves and he's like sitting there crying and he's like, I gotta get out of here. But there's a lot of mommy issues in this movie too.
Mm. Well, and she has a really great scene before, and it's one night where they're talking about what is he trying to get out of this quest? Like, what is your reason for it? And what's going to happen to you once you do, right? And she just gives this whole timeline of what's going to happen to him in life. And it ties into the ending because when he finally gets to this church to see the knight at the end, he's got the comrade with him, which is supposed to protect him. Like they actually gave it to him and they're like, this is to protect you.
Yeah, how do they clean it?
And he ties it around him. They didn't clean it. I guess just dried up, crusted.
I mean, you kind of just like
this is the grossest. I can't believe that the Green Knight has made us need to talk about it, so I can't like say no. And this is we've talked about not trying to be dirty, and now we're just going right back into it.
If you're watching, I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
Dude, well, I saw this there was like a dad and a son in the theater. And when that scene happened, I seriously saw the dad go like, ugh, and like try to like grab his son because his son is like maybe 12. I don't know why you're taking your son to this movie when he's 12, but maybe the son knows what that is. I don't know.
The old like eye cover. Just like,
That's what I kind of felt like. And you could hear some people down below, because like back row always, right? They're like there was like that slight gasp, but I'm like, was that from the movie or was that from people?
Yeah, in A24, there's always that one shot they have in every movie where it's like, oh, okay, move on, moving into the next thing. It's in the contract, I guess.
I was fine with it up until I realized it was like the way the movie resolved itself. I'm like, because he takes off the belt and then he's like, "You did it, son."
It's courage.
Well, do you know who that you got that was Joel Edgerton, right? The knight was Joel Edgerton pretending to be he was the guy in the house. Which when he leaves for the quest, he has to kiss Joel Edgerton. Like he's like, that's what I get from you.
Because have you looked into the original poem?
Yeah, and it's a lot worse.
It's
like
a lot
they
worse.
basically make him a sex slave for a while.
Shit.
Yeah. The poem's really erotic, like more held back than this, or not held back.
I would like
this was.
3 kisses. They always asked for 3 kisses.
Yeah.
and it's like you could stay here for 3 kisses.
Well, the
You
way
can
it played
get this
out
food.
was supposed to be his mom in this movie was actually supposed to be the lady who was actually a witch,
Mm.
and so they switched some parts around. But Joel, like you said, Joel Edgerton was actually the Green Knight in the original poem. Like that's who it was supposed to represent. And he did look a lot like him too.
Yeah.
So
Transformed back into him. But when Dev Patel is about to cross over, the fox finally talks and he's like, "He will die."
was
if
that
you
King
do it."
Arthur?
I have no idea.
It sounded like Sean Harris's
I'm
voice.
not that deep with that. I was just
Okay.
like, the cum rag threw me off from any type of deepness from there. I was like, all right, let's just go. And so he gets past, he goes to the Green Knight, and the Green Knight, the rule is either I get to strike you the same way that you struck me, and he just straight beheaded him. So I get to behead you, or I'll strike you on the cheek, and we will walk together we'll walk together with mutual respect and be friends or something, right? And so he gets to the place, and he waits for like a couple days. The knight just kind of stays like a statue for a while. And then suddenly he moves and he goes, "You came. You ready to go?" And he's like, "Oh, crap." And he flinches the first time the knight's about to do it. And then the knight just starts belittling him. It's like, "You coward. I didn't flinch when you beheaded me." And then from there, something happens.
Yeah, he runs away. He full on's like, "Well, I can't do this." He runs away, finds this horse, and then goes back to the kingdom and becomes the new king.
Pretends that the whole thing that he did the thing. He goes to the whore and gets her pregnant.
Asshole in this.
Gets her pregnant. Takes the baby. Now she's alone somewhere in the area.
He gets remarried.
Gets remarried to a different person from a kingdom. Then he starts this crazy war, and he's putting his people in peril, and they're dying, and like everyone hates him. They're throwing stuff whenever he walks out of his castle, and then suddenly it cuts, and he's back to where the knight's about to behead him, and he didn't do that. That's kind of like yeah. And right before the knight's about to do it, he goes, "Wait." Takes off the sash that was supposed to protect him, throws it down, and he goes, "Okay, now I'm ready." And then, this is a spoiler for everybody. I'm very sorry. We're spoiling it. He grazes his neck like this, and he goes, "Very good. Now time for the beheading." and then it cuts, and that's the end of the movie.
So you don't know if he gets beheaded or not. In the original poem, he does not. But so the mom in this, though, with that satchel, is actually his like half sister in the original poem, and it was all planned to make him a full-on knight. Like it was all a game from the start. It's a fun movie. I'd buy this in a heartbeat. And the soundtrack. Can we talk about the soundtrack?
Oh, it's real good. It's weirdly that it's a Christmas movie. I don't get it.
Huh?
I don't get it. It's a Christmas movie, right?
Yeah, dude. This is gonna be playing.
Christmas movie like Die Hard's a Christmas movie, though.
It's gonna be playing during Christmas time for sure.
What was your rating on it? I'm just kidding.
I do have a favorite part.
Ooh, favorite part.
Ooh, yeah, on to your question.
I'm sorry. We no go. Oh God.
No, Fonzy, go.
No, you go.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. I forgot it.
I hated all of it.
I'm just kidding. I like the Attack on Titan part where they're like, do you guys watch Attack on Titan?
The anime show?
Yeah.
No, I hate anime.
Oh, the big monster giants.
Yes.
Gotcha. Yeah.
That part was sick.
Was he tripping on shrooms that time? I guess questioning.
He was
eat
tripping
shrooms.
at one point. And have you seen Killing of the Sacred Deer?
Yes. That kid was in
freaking
it.
kid showed up again.
I
That kid's
know.
disgusting.
Little shit.
That Cheeto dust fingered weirdo.
He's so weird.
That's a guy that's like, got any games on your phone?
Yes.
Like he'll show up to you at a place and yell that. And he does that basically to him because he goes on the quest and he goes, "Give me your horse and stuff." And he's like, "I'll do your quest," and they just rob all of his crap and go. It was a fun movie. It is weird. And again, if you are someone that is not into like the Hereditary, Midsummer type stuff, this isn't for you.
It's slow. It's a slow burn.
Well, it's slow. And again, comrade, like if that is like I'm out, then yeah, there's no amount of goodwill that will just immediately take it out. If that,
yeah, it's art house, medieval. I mean, it's fantasy, but also felt very horrific at times too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But what were you asking though?
The poem. So the poem that it's based on, like, how long is that poem?
I think it's pretty long. I don't know actually. I just Wikipedia'd
I
it.
was gonna say
it's like a pamphlet.
It's Old English too, so like there's a lot of different translations.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I was saying. I feel like if this is the only thing that bugged me, because they went really hard with like the production design to make it feel like it was medieval and like artsy fartsy. You know, like the thing that'd be the cherry on top is if they actually spoke Old English and everything was subtitled. Not
Yeah,
like the
you've said
Old English.
that,
Dude,
and I
I know.
don't
I mean,
like
full
that.
on. Like if this was subtitled and like artsy fartsy, dude, fuck yeah.
I know you would like it, but people need to understand what's happening. They
That
learned
would
from
be
The
a
Witch.
cum
The
rack
Witch
for me,
was
dude.
way too Old English, where it's like I don't know what you're saying, and they were talking for a half hour.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
I underfetch the hail or whatever the thing, or Lighthouse. Lighthouse did a good job of doing a different like
Pirate
era
talk?
thing. Yeah. You liked me, lobster, didn't you? I like that. Have you seen The Lighthouse?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think about the?
What's your lobster
mermaid,
accent?
yeah.
I want to hear it.
Lobster.
You like me, lobster, didn't you?
Lobster.
Oh man.
So what would you rate this overall?
I gave it a 9 out of 10. I thought it was really good.
I gave it a 6 out of 10. Fuck you.
Oh, dang it.
I gave it 4.5 out of 5.
Nice. Well, I think that about does it. This
Dude, you gotta run a certain ad before we log off.
Oh, did I miss
You missed
something?
it.
Right. So, oh God. What?
Better buy some merch.
Oh, we're threatening you.
No, there's no threatening.
Buy merch.
Just buy merch.
You think that you're gonna listen to this episode without buying merch?
Who do you think you are?
Who do you think you are?
Dude, merch. Gaggle of Geeks.
That. Do it again. Touch your chest. Buy that merch.
Gaggle of Geeks.
This is better at. Oh man. Buy that merch. Buy that merch, Chaz. You know, I think this is one of the best episodes that we've done so far. And it was so cool to have so many people here and these two lovely gents going and seeing these movies during a time where, you know, going and seeing movies is a little risky still.
Yep. I had to leave work. I had to leave work early just so I could catch a screening that didn't have people.
Yep. Well, Chaz, you're my lad.
You're my cum rag.
Oh, God. All right. We're not going to pitch where he should, you know, I was going to say that, you know, you guys should go to Over and Under Artists Exposed, check out, but you can just go to hell, Chaz. That's the pitch for that.
Thanks, man.
What do you guys have going at Fonz? We didn't even talk about you guys. We just went right into the show. You're an amazing musician.
Oh,
You're an incredible musician. You're the one that did the Patrick Beatty Reviews intro.
Yes.
Everybody that watches this stuff, they know you. They've known you for a long time. So we had to get him in here. And where can the people find you? You told me you don't have a social media, which again, he's just bucking every stereotype. He just does not give a F.
I'm on Spotify, and doing the intro was like so fun. I did it in 2018 or something, and it gets stuck in my head still. It's
Really?
like so catchy.
Yeah, it was dope. Well, what's is it just under? What's it under for Spotify? Just to make sure.
Alfonso Belloso.
Sweet, 2 L's.
Belloso.
Sweet,
Dude, I
please
feel
check it out. His music is so good. I remember when we were all working together, I would listen to it when we were doing calls and stuff.
Thanks, man.
I feel like I'm talking to like the Oz, the man behind the curtain right now.
The Oz had fake power. This guy's got power.
Oh,
Dude, I haven't given you notes yet.
thanks for having me. I appreciate y'all.
The hair is real. That's where the power comes from.
And
The power of the hair.
We both
you
got
all
beautiful
have
curls.
powerful hair. Like I'm the
Oh,
only
yeah.
one that's got the problem. but you guys have the solution. So maybe never mind. I'm not going to say that. Let's, okay. I'll say after the show. Rob, where can people find you and what are you working on? And me and you, we've done sketches and weird shit on camera for a while now. Like even these are on the channel, the Rob and Pat show stuff.
Yep.
With
I show people that all the time. The Rob and Pat show.
Do you know that our boss showed that to get his recent job?
Shut up. Did he really?
Yeah, Rando
did that?
Rando in Ohio. He was talking to me and he's like, yeah, man, to get my job, I showed people the video to like kind of show how good of a supervisor I was, that like people made the stuff and sent them out and stuff. I was like, that's amazing.
Dude texted me the other day out of nowhere, and I was just like, did you see Rando pop up on my phone? I was like, freaking yeah.
Yep.
I love Rando.
I think everybody should have at least one random. If there's robocalls, there should be rando calls too, that are just like a random thing where it's like, hey, you pull anything? Oh man. Well, nobody will get that reference. Chaz over Under Artist Exposed. And you're doing movie reviews now on your own website, which you've been building this week, right?
Oh God, yeah. That's been a fun job. Yeah.
Yeah, but it'll be rewarding, right?
It'll be rewarding. But yeah, over Under Artist Exposed. Next episode's gonna be a round table, so
ooh, a Knights of Round Table?
Yeah, with a comrag.
All right. Check out Patrick Beatty reviews. I'm on TV, man. We can't say that. We can't call me the comrag. What's a good thing we can leave on?
I don't know.
How do you get a job here?
PatrickBeattyReviews.com, Gaggle of Geeks. We're doing great with Instagram. Keep following us on that, and we will keep doing giveaways and all of that stuff. Thank you so much for watching, and Gaggle on. We don't have an ending for it. Do you guys have an ending for Gaggle of Geeks? An end catchphrase?
One line.
Gog up.
Gog up. Gog up.
Gog out.
Yas. All right, everybody, look to that camera. Gog up.